Coming up on Tech Challenge, we take you to the Florida Regional First Robotics Competition, where you'll meet teams Exploding Bacon and Bionic Bears, as they show that they belong with the rest. Hello and welcome to the Florida Regional Robotics Competition, brought to you by a group called FIRST. I'm Brittany Shane, your host.
And I'm reporter Stephen Helmkamp. We're here at the University of Central Florida's arena, where these teams have already ignited a lot of excitement and fun.
Oh, and also learning, not just about math and science, but about teamwork and business.
52 teams are competing, many from Florida, but also from New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and many other states as well. Now these teams have had 6 weeks to build and design 5-foot-tall robot.
They all start at the same time and have to meet very exact specifications, but there's room for creativity and individuality.
So you'll see a lot of different styles here.
But what do they do with these robots?
Well, that's what the 3-day event's all about. They compete in a game.
The game is called Lunacy, and here's how it works.
It's played on a 27 by 54 foot field called the Crater. Alliances of 3 teams, red or blue, are based on each end of the field and control the robots.
Special wheels on the bots moving along the crater surface simulate 1/6 gravity, kind of like the surface of the moon.
Players at corners, also known as payload specialists, launch moon rocks worth 2 points each, which are collected in payload trailers attached to each robot.
Robots glide across the crater, often colliding or trying to block the other alliance. Matches last 2 minutes, 15 seconds, and in the last 20 seconds, teams can exchange a special empty cell for a super cell and a shot at 15 points.
We've followed 6 Florida teams, and in this episode, you'll meet 2 of them.
Exploding Bacon and Bionic Bears.
Exploding Bacon, out of Orange County, Florida, is a very distinctive team that is comprised of students from across the county. Students on this team speak a variety of 10 languages and hail from 11 different schools. Not to mention the size of Bacon, nearly 30 members. The mentors for this team are a collage of field professionals. This team doesn't have a school backing it like most of the teams here, so they really have to pull together and work on their robot. Bacon is hoping to explode into the final round and prove to everyone that a community can compete and do just as well.
The Bionic Bears out of Palm Bay, Florida, are a rookie team anxious to throw their hat, or in this case, robot, into the ring. This student-driven team, identified as Team 2916 in the competition, chose to build its robot almost entirely out of wood, which is very unique. Though the claw marks on the side of this robot make the bears seem ferocious, this group of mild-mannered teens say they are elated to be here and learn from more experienced teams and professional engineers. Whether it's the design, team name, software, or the elaborate pulley system of their bot, the students do it all. The mentors say they have a hands-off policy, which allows students to troubleshoot and figure things out on their own. The Bears are excited to compete and hope to claw their way into the final round. We got there early on day 1 to see the teams arrive and unpack their robots. Upon filing into the area, the teams now get a chance to see how their robots handled the journey to the competition.
Hey, first thing we need to do, you guys need to make sure that you test the motors out. So software team, get on that now. I got the WPA key for the wireless, so I'll give that to you, okay?
This polycord, it likes to fall off the rollers, so we had to make the roofs deeper. So all of these rollers are going to have to be taken off.
We're making progress, but we still got to get them to actually turn it on and run it.
Exploding Bacon shows us how Wilbur, the robot, devours the competition.
Balls will get picked up by this roller down here, taken up by the polycord. Over here, there's going to be an agitator right here, which helps the balls go up and up the chute and out the shooter. We haven't gone to inspection yet.
Absolutely have not failed anything. Of course, we haven't had it inspected yet, so.
The Bionic Bears tell us how their all-wood robot works.
Right now it's lying on its front. It's going to be standing up, the ball. It's going to essentially roll up to a ball. It's going to scoop it up, and it's going to go down from here. It's going to roll up inside, and it's going to be spit out here. If you look,
No, they're not. They're opposite.
oh, they are.
The two pulleys are opposite, right?
Right now, it's supposed to pick them up and spit it out, and we're going to be able to.
They're on the.
We're going to be able
wait,
to
stop
hold
it for a second.
7 balls ideally inside that, and you'll be able to see where they are because of the cutouts we've made. It was cheap and easy to use. I mean, you know, versus like some of these robots, it looks like they made them in a machine shop, and we didn't have one of those readily available. So you just kind of cut it out with hand saws, well not hand saws, but you know, power saws. You drill the holes to mount the motors.
To ensure all robots are safely constructed and fall within the first guidelines, teams are required to bring their robot to the certified inspectors on site to make sure that they meet the height and weight criteria. Teams may practice on the first day of the event without completing the inspection process, but robots must pass inspection before actually competing in a qualifying match.
Before I can sign you off for this, we need to take care of all these screws. Because we have a limit on the number of motors, certain type of motors we can use. So we had to move we had more powerful motors over here, we moved them to over here. So what we have to do is take our less powerful motors and switch it out into this gearbox right here.
We have both motors on one Jaguar, and it's supposed to be on separate ones. So we have to go and fix that, reprogram it. It's an easy fix, but it's time consuming.
Even though both teams pass inspection, they still have issues with the robot.
So that it's slowing the belt down too much and getting stuck when the ball gets there.
Our robot this year, we use a web camera to locate these targets that are on top of the trailers. We're worried because the field is going to have a lot of stadium lights, and our camera is angled slightly up, that the glare from the lights will mess with the exposure and the brightness of the color we're trying to track. So we're setting up a program here that will just give us back the pictures, and then we can calibrate the camera from there.
These slip too. Is it off? Why is the bottom one not turning? The bottom one's not turning at all.
Well, it's been trial and error for the Bionic Bears, but everybody's pulled together to try to fix the problem.
Right now, we're just trying to make sure that it's actually going to run so we can bring it onto the practice field and actually practice with it, because we actually got it to successfully run and the wheels were turning and everything. But right now, just got to troubleshoot and make sure it's actually working.
Exploding Bacon exploded out of the crate with a well-rounded robot. We were sure to work out all the kinks and all the problems before going into any practice rounds.
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah. Hopefully it works.
Yeah. Whatever it does, that's exactly what we meant it to do.
We'll make up for it.
Along here really quick. Okay, I'm gonna try feeding up a ball to the top. All right?
There you go.
Get away from the jet. Oh wait. The feeder's still not moving at all. Agitator's working, the feeder's not working.
Burned up. The motor started smoking, so we don't want to risk burning it out. So we're going to go back and find out what went wrong.
With problems on both sides, this may be a late night fixing their robots for both teams. At the start of day 2, the Bears still haven't seen the floor. And Bacon is still trying to work out the kinks.
Well, we're still trying to work on it and figure it out. Last time I checked, we were replacing some of the stuff with our sidecar. I think that has turned out to be the problem and not the actual software itself, but we are checking the software too.
There was some interference between the roller and the gearbox, and it was binding up. So we had to get the bearing machine down a little bit so we won't have that interference, get a little clearance in there, so now it'll spin freely.
Teams are working frantically trying to make last-minute preparations before their match begins. Because if they miss a match, they lose points, and that could mean trouble for them.
Yeah, so just go ahead. We need to turn it off.
The motor.
Did you guys use for control to run the pulleys?
No.
I don't want to go out there without trying to first.
Hey, try it
again. This one goes over here. This one goes under that one.
Are you sure?
Hopefully it'll work the way we want it to. Yesterday we overheated the motor because the system had too much friction in it. So we took a few thousands off, took a few spacers off. It seems to run pretty true now.
After working out all the kinks, Bacon was ready for their first match.
All right, here we go in autonomous mode. It looks like we have a couple robots in action. Team 180 was disabled for having firmware issues. 25 running into 1902. 1902 is sitting idle. 386 and 103 spin around. Lots of balls scored. Here we go. A couple more robots in action. Having trouble shooting on the fly. A lot of robots dancing out there. Looking like the choreography from High School Musical or something, I don't know. .386 scoring a couple of their own on 25. Now 1902 looking to get him in tow. Trying to chase him down. 10 seconds left. See if we can get some quick scores. Oh! The payload specialist lands that supercell last second in 1902's bot. Almost scoring a second.
It was okay. Well, one of our partners, they didn't have updated software, so they weren't able to move. So we were playing one robot down the whole match. As far as ourselves, we held our own. We were able to score. We were able to avoid some teams. It was just unfortunate we were playing a man down, so we lost. But we're still encouraged about our own robot, so it's all good. It's all good right now.
Exploding Bacon will take their positive outlook into the next game, hoping to win their match against the Bears.
All right, looks like 4 of the 6 robots are moving for autonomous period. Looks like 1902 came over and drove right by the payload specialist on the red outpost. He starts loading it up over there against 1902 in the Blue Alliance. They're actually using a wooden propeller that was built for a model plane. It's a three-blade propeller. They said it gives them an extra 8 pounds of thrust from having it back there. They dropped the rest. 1 minute left of this match. All the robots driving around trying to pick up moon rocks.
me do my thing. Move that thing, mommy, move that thing. Come on, move that thing, mommy, move that thing. So do your thing, let me do my thing.
Here comes 238. They're lining up with the Red Alliance. They miss both orbit balls they shoot out. Not much time left. It's only 3, 2, 1.
The Bears thought they fixed their pulley system, but discovered in round 2 that they were still malfunctioning. However, they got to see their robot work for the very first time.
As the Bears repair their pulley system, Exploding Bacon gets revved up for match 27.
We have 5 robots in autonomous action. Big collision in the middle of the field. 2 robots being pushed against that side. 1902 pushing 2 robots to the center in autonomous mode. Quick work by that 86 payload specialist.
I wasn't looking for nobody when you looked my way. Possible candidate, yeah. Who knew that you'd be up in here looking like you do? You make me on the dance floor acting naughty. Your hands around my waist, just let the music play. We're hand in hand, just to trust, and now we're face to face. I wanna take you away.
About a minute left in this match.
To the music, please don't stop the music. I wanna take you away. Let's escape.
86, 11:44, tangling it up in the center of the field. 1902 looking to deliver some empty cells, maybe, possibly.
Please don't stop the music. No, this is a private show.
17 seconds left.
Do you know what you started? I just can't
Bacon delivers a empty cell. Let's see if that turns into anything.
naughty. Your hands around my waist, just let the music play.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We're as ready as we're ever going to be.
So I know you guys are having some issues. Are those all taken care of?
The issues that we figured out after checking with a lot of other teams, the motors that we're using for our pulley system, they're overheating easily, and they're not the best quality motor to use. So as a rookie team, that's something you learn as you go. Definitely next year, as we get new improved parts, we'll be able to replace those. So for now, we're going to be able to do what we can do. We've got some replacement motors to replace those in between matches if they start overheating again. So we're just going to have to take it match by match.
3, 2, 1, go!
And we're off for 15 seconds of autonomous mode. Payload specialists trying to make some of these shots. Drivers can't quite take control of these robots yet, but their programmers pre-programmed dance routines to make it tough for these payload specialists to make shots. All right, now we're in driver control mode. Pilots stepping up to their controls. They're rubbing up against a red trailer. There they go. Meanwhile, payload specialists making some more shots, more moon rocks being deposited in trailers. Trying to get in a good position to score into that Red Alliance trailer. .945 missing a dump. 20 seconds left. Supercells are now in play. According to our heads-up display, Blue Alliance is 3 supercells short of the Red Alliance. We'll see if that gives Red Alliance a big enough advantage to make up a deficit in this match. We're down to 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Supercell in play. Hits the regolith. No good.
That was a tough loss for the Bionic Bears. But let's see what Exploding Bacon can do. They're up next.
3, 2, 1, go!
And we're off. Once again, 6 robots moving in autonomous mode. Payload specialists making some shots into the trailer. Nicely done on this blue payload specialist on the red side of the field. Getting a couple of good shots in that red trailer. Red payload specialist with a couple of shots in a blue trailer as well. Score is fairly even as drivers take control. There goes Exploding Bacon. Lots of shots, not many of them on target though. Spartan Robotics. 425 the Spartans. Making their way around the field with a full hopper. We'll see if they can find a target. Shooting score.
The bomb bomber, the bass boom drummer. Hey mama, this that beat that make you move, mama. Get on the floor.
We're under a minute to go in the match. Under 20 seconds to go. Bacon is pinning 1029. An easy shot for their payload specialist. Depositing a supercell right into that trailer. 5 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that's the match. Referees and scorekeepers going to tally the results.
Ha! Best game. Awesome.
It finally works the way it's supposed to. 81-46. So now that we got it working, it actually scores really nice. 81-46. We probably got half those points.
We have quite a few really good robots out in this match. 744 has been doing insanely well yesterday. Let's see if they can keep up. That's been today. That is not a field reset, that is just the music. Horsepower, 1, 2, 3, 4 moon rocks. Kokitron looks like they might already be loaded up with a couple. They're going for the red trailer. .386 trying to catch 744 on the run. 744 running into their own alliance partner. Not much time left, only 20 seconds. 744 has a huge load. They're looking for somebody to dump against. Horsepower scoring against 2916, but up. Oh, a swing and a miss by Shark Attack. Here they go this time. Oh, I think they just unloaded. They might have gotten one of those in.
Encouraged by the victory, the Bears go back to the pits excited, while Exploding Bacon prepares for their match, trying to climb up the rankings for tomorrow's finals.
3, 2, 1.
And we're off. Autonomous mode. If two of those Blue Alliance robots look a lot alike, it's because they were helping each other out during this build season. We have a set of triplets here at the Florida Regional. 408 and 1902, collaborating with 1251, the Tech Tigers. 2422 did a nice job of pinning 408 up against this red outpost, helping their payload specialist deposit some moon rocks. 1902 seems to be in position. The robots now combing the field, trying to pick up some of these missed moon rocks. We got about a minute left in the match. I do see one empty cell. There they go, on the run, hitting one. 1592 collecting some moon rocks of their own. Supercells are now in effect. Any empty cells that have been delivered can now be exchanged. There goes one supercell. Down to 10 seconds. There goes another. It also misses. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Bacon scoring at the last second.
These words are my
At the completion of day 2, Exploding Bacon finished 25th, while Bionic Bears finished 42nd.
And they've learned a lot of industry standard hardware and software that they would have never seen, otherwise. I didn't see stuff like this as an engineer until I was junior year of college, so.
Despite their rank, the Bears are learning from the overall experience.
And the kids are learning how to troubleshoot properly, so when they do run into a problem in the competition, that they're going to be able to fix it quickly. I think that's a lot bigger experience than getting out on the field and just rolling around after everything's done. They want to get out there. That's the fun part too, and that's the payoff, but they've got to make sure it's working first.
We had a great time following around Exploding Bacon and Bionic Bears on day 1 and 2. Even though Exploding Bacon had a rough time in the pit, they rose to the occasion in the preliminary match.
And the Bionic Bears definitely had a shaky start, but they really pulled together and tried to fix the problems with their robot, and they showed some real teamwork.
Join us next time as we follow Team 2422, see if that old bucket of bolts holds up.
Plus, will Resistance be able to hold off the competition?
And see who makes it to the final round?
So for Stephen Helmkamp and Brittany Shane, we'll see you next time.